All right, so just got done watching the opening drive, right? So now let's move on to how the 49ers offense looked for the rest of the game. So this has been a stable concept, right? Brandon Ayuk, bottom of the screen, is just going to run a deep in-breaking route. They're going to use play action to buy some time for Ayuk to get across the field, but watch his route. This is impressive. So a little head nod to the outside, and then create separation without losing any speed. This is what makes him an elite wide receiver. All right, so on this play, the 49ers, they're just running outside zone to the right? This should be a tackle for loss. The linebacker has a free run. Jake Brendel, center, a little late to come off. But he has some dead to rights. McCaffrey dead to rights here. And this is when just having really good, talented players makes a difference. So I'm going to break up the offensive line and their performance with, we'll just go over like Brock, the skill guys in this video. So it's third down, and the Jaguars are bringing 7. So the 49ers have 5 and then 6 with McCaffrey. So not bad there by McCaffrey, but I think this one, it's just the Jags bring more than the 49ers have the block. If Brock isn't rolling to his left, like away from his strong hand, like he sees Debo wide open. But there's a guy in his face, and I think the fact that he was able to see Samuel is a good sign, right? The fact that he's continuously keeping his eyes down the field. Obviously, you don't want to take a sack there, but you also don't want to make a grave mistake and make an interception. So 49ers are able to get 3 points. Again, I'm gonna go over more in detail about how the blocking schemes work, because there were some gaffes for sure, but this one, it's really just a numbers game. So I know I said I'm going to go over the offensive line, but you're not going to talk about Trent Williams. Watch the DB here. He is terrified. This is life flashing before my eyes, business decision. I've seen this movie many times before, and I am not going to be on a highlight. Not for you. I think the most impressive part about this play is watch when he reaches around like the 29, 30 yard line. He has like a burst, like right there. He turns it on. Whoa. That is a unicorn athlete right there. All right, so Colton McKiffer's had a rough game, but this is on the quarterback here. And this is probably one of the only times that I'm willing to blame Brock over Colton in this game. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that's the landmark. As a quarterback, you can't drift in the pocket because you make it tough on your right tackle. Obviously, like he could have easily gotten called for a holding penalty here. Brock ends up getting an intentional grounding. Probably one just you're going to want to eat. As far as like the play, the concept, the routes go, I imagine he was expecting McCaffrey to be one-on-one right there, but the Jags did what the Browns did a couple weeks ago, where they had the safety coming down and they effectively doubled McCaffrey, which is a good idea to do in the red zone because that's where the 49ers want to go with the ball. And the play kind of just blew up there. But the point is, like, Brock has to set up in the pocket. He can't drift because, like, once you ruin that initial landmark, life is just going to be really tough on your right tackle there. So a good learning coaching point for Brock. So it was good to see Brock on the move this game. And that was, I mean, if you just watch the opening drive, that was clearly the plan coming in. So this play is a good example of just his processing, right? Like what he's seeing and then accuracy. So he's going to load up to like right there. He wants to throw it deep to Ayuk, who is running a corner route. I know people are going to see this and imagine that, hey, Ayuk, why don't you cut back over the middle? But that's not the play, right? Like that's not what they're doing. It's pretty evident that Ayuk's going to run that deep corner route, and then Debo's going to come across the middle and run underneath him. So doesn't get a chance. It's covered. Okay, whatever. Purdy does a good job of getting to his next read, throwing Samuel open, and the 49ers stay ahead of the chains there. So it seems simple, but like 2nd and 1, 2nd and 10, huge difference. All right, so very next play, second play of the half, and says like, hey, this is what we're going to run. George said this was not one of the plays. Clearly a design shot play. 85. You get a guy who runs 4-4, tight end, lined up with linebacker, safety, whoever it is. You will take this every day of the week. So if you watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, based on Purdy's drop, he wants to go here. Like, just, think about the play, the sequence, the timing. He wants to throw it underneath. Doesn't. Recoils with nowhere to step up, nowhere to throw, and then just drops a dime dot. That's one of the better throws you're going to see. And and honestly, it's not a great route from Kittle. I don't know if it's supposed to be an out and up or if he's just running a wheel. But the ball is placed only where he can get it. And if you watch the head ball coach, he knows it right away. I love taking shots on early downs, especially out of the half like this. The 49ers, they have good players. They have fast guys. But that is a tough pocket to throw the ball from, man. Whew. There's Colton. Oh, cannot wait to get to him. But impressive throw. Good poise. Doesn't get flustered. Doesn't get rattled. And then there's Kyle at the top of the screen there. Oops. Watch him. Concept. Touchdown. And then again, Brock giving his guy a chance to make a play. All right, more processing. More just protecting the receivers. So you can tell Brock Purdy's looking right. He wants to run this backside slant. He wants to get this little drift route to Ayuk. Why wouldn't you, right? So he sees that it's covered. No panic. Comes back to the wide side of the field. And this could be a hospital ball here, right? Safety's coming screaming down. I like where that ball is at. So if he leads Kittle up the field, he's doomed, right? We're talking about, it could be ugly. But he's going to take a shot no matter what. But the fact that the ball is behind him slows him down. He's going to get hit. But I think the ball placement there is big time. And then you can see Kittle get up a little slow. Just looking at it from this angle, you'll get a chance to see, again, Purdy's processing, what he's looking at. Slant? No. Look how quickly he makes a decision, right? Ball's out. As soon as he sees Kittle clear that linebacker, clear that second level defender, ball's out. And ball's protecting the receiver too. So those are the little things I appreciate about Purdy. All right, Deebo Samuel, touchdown. Get a little reverse action, just toss it to him. And then it ends up, where are the Jags going? Is what I want to know. Did they just catch him in a good call? So who gets pinned here? Two guys, they're already out. He's out. Pinned. And then it turns into 1, 2. 2 on a corner. He's going to run for his life. So effectively, it's going to be him on him. Look at Brendel get out there, by the way. I think 49ers offensive line showed Sunday. They're really athletic when they get out in space. Good job by Samuel letting his blocks develop. Easy stroll into the end zone, but again, I'm gonna focus more on the offensive line in another video. But this is good to see them get out in space and be effective. And then I want to say Deebo scored on this play against the Jags a couple years ago, so that was cool. All right, last touchdown. You're going to run a little boot again. And there's a point. So let's get Purdy in the picture here. When they're running this is the QB vision. So these are the reads, right? Whether it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, whoever. Usually you go high to low, but they're all covered. he could easily check it down, right? Live to fight another day. But safeties get caught in no man's land. 2 guys go with McCaffrey. Why? Why? I truly wonder what's going on right here. But again, quarterback looking down the field, looking for the big play, hunting the big play. And what happens when you do that? You hit those wide open receivers, and that's a tough lick, but I could promise you that Kyle Juszczyk is not mad that he took a shot to the ribs after scoring a touchdown, thanks to the quarterback. And the quarterback keeping his eyes down the field, scanning the field, not settling for this little 5-yard dump off when guys are open down the field just like they have been for the last 5 years. So that's all I got for Brock Purdy. The offense, McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk, they continue to play well, to no surprise. But next I want to get to the offensive line because that I feel like was a real story.